But perhaps the only man in Britain who had a worse day than Prince Andrew was Prime Minister Boris Johnson, after fresh details emerged of more lockdown parties at Downing Street. According to the UK Telegraph, Johnson's staffers were drinking until the early hours the night before Prince Philip's socially distanced funeral. Now, Caroline, of course, we saw the scenes of the Queen sitting there in the church on her own at her husband's funeral, and meanwhile you've got people from the government, getting on the piss the night before. It's just such a bad look.
It's beyond a bad look. It's actually cruel. It's actually cruel to think that you are part of a government. You are part of a government. The Queen is, like Christy said before, the head of state, and she's sitting there on her own following the rules. Her husband's just passed away, and a bunch of shiny bums thinks that it's okay to hang out at the office and break the rules because they're special and the rules don't apply to them. I think it is more than a terrible look, and I feel really sorry for Britons. They've had a really tough couple of years over there. They've had a lot of lockdowns. They've had a lot of lectures from government telling them what to do and why they have to do it because they have to protect the elderly and the NHS. And then you have this sort of behaviour which flies totally in the face of all the sacrifices made by the people who are paying their wages.
Well, it's just the pure hypocrisy, Christy. I mean, Boris has got to be in a bit of trouble here.
I think he is. This is hubris writ large. Now, of course, it was only a year ago that the Health Secretary resigned for engaging in very close conduct with a female employee inside the health department offices while social distancing was in place. Now, he resigned. Boris didn't sack him, but we know that he visited the Prime Minister's country house and the next day he resigned under his own steam. So we can read into that what you will. But of course, there's now precedent in Boris Johnson's own cabinet. And this is devastating. People have been locked out from seeing families, attending funerals. People have lost their ability to pay their mortgages, provide for their families, and a group of private schoolboys whooping it up in drinking Bollinger in a Downing Street private garden at the height of all of this is just really out of touch from the man who rode around London on a bike.